Do you feel it? A quiet tug, a sense that something is missing. Every app, every screen. They're not worse, not better, just the same. You scroll, you tap, you swipe, and the world outside fades, like a memory you can't quite reach. Close your eyes. Think of the last time you opened an app, fingers hovering, expecting something, anything. And yet, a small disappointment, a creeping déjà vu. It's not the content, not the notifications. It's the rhythm, the colors, the layouts, the buttons you know too well. It all whispers familiarity. Too much of it. You check the weather app, then a news app, then a social feed. Each one feels like a mirror of the other. No sparks, no surprises, just a soft, persistent numbness. You close the app, look around the room, the sunlight, the ceiling fan, the quiet hum of life, and wonder, when did the world outside start feeling so different from the world inside your phone? It's not magic, it's design. Algorithms that predict, colors that appeal, gestures that feel natural. They study your patterns, every tap, every pause, every scroll that lingers too long, every notification you ignore or chase. They are patient, silent, invisible hands guiding your eyes. Soft nudges, familiar rhythms, shaping your behavior without asking. Imagine a forest. You wander freely, every path unknown. Then, a map appears, the same path, over and over. The algorithm is that map. It nudges you, guides you, keeps you on the trail, never letting you truly explore. Even the interface itself, every swipe designed to feel effortless, every button positioned to match muscle memory, every color chosen for subtle emotional effect. You don't notice it. It feels comfortable, safe, but comfort is a trap. Social design isn't innocent. We mirror each other online, copy the trends, imitate patterns, because it's easier to belong, easier to consume, easier to scroll, easier to stay silent. Think about your feeds. A video plays automatically. The next suggestion waits. Each one whispers your name, and every click teaches your brain how to want more, how to chase the tiny thrill without realizing the emptiness it leaves behind. Even the new apps, the shiny interfaces, they whisper the same words, the same notifications, the same subtle promise of delight, and the same hollow feeling afterward. Look closer at the patterns. Every interface is a soft echo of another. The colors, the shapes, the motions, they imitate each other. A shared vocabulary of attention, a language your mind unconsciously obeys. We rarely stop to notice it. A moment alone is rare. You might scroll for minutes, hours, and feel a faint tug in your chest. A longing you can't name. It's not content. It's not the video or the tweet or the image. It's the structure beneath, the quiet framework shaping how you move, how you feel, how you think. Even the apps meant to feel fresh or new carry the same rhythm, the same invisible nudges. They speak to your habits, to your dopamine loops, to the patterns you already live inside. And as the days pass, the repetition becomes invisible. The comfort becomes compulsion. The habit, identity. It's subtle, but relentless. A quiet shaping of your attention, your choices, even the way your mind wanders when nothing is happening at all. So the next time you open an app, notice the small orchestration behind it, the invisible architecture guiding your fingers, the rhythm of design dictating your gaze, the forest with its map, the comfort that is also a chain. And know this, every swipe is a conversation, not with a friend, not with content, but with the algorithm. And silently, with yourself. Here's the strange part. The sameness isn't just outside, it's inside you. Your mind craves it. Predictability, comfort, efficiency. We built the apps to follow us, and in turn, we started following them. We scroll on autopilot, chase little sparks, ignore the quiet. The quiet that once inspired wonder, curiosity, imagination. We've been complicit, and now we are the sameness, our fingers tracing the maps the apps drew, forgetting the paths we made ourselves. Close your eyes. Imagine a day without screens. No notifications, no swipes, no buzzing, no subtle hum guiding your attention. Just space. Space to breathe. Space to let your thoughts drift. Space to wander without a destination. Remember the first tree you truly noticed, the way its branches caught sunlight, how the shadows shifted with the wind. The quiet way leaves whispered in rhythm you couldn't control. Remember the first bird you heard, really heard. Not a sound in the background of your feed. Not a notification disguised as life, but the bird, real, alive, unpredictable. Or the first time you listened to rain, not recorded rain. Not rain as a backdrop to scrolling. Real rain, landing on surfaces you hadn't noticed before. Each drop a tiny pulse of the world outside your mind. Your attention has been trained to look at screens, to chase little sparks, to ignore the quiet that shapes everything else. But the quiet, it has its own rhythm, slow, patient, curious. It asks nothing, yet it shows everything. Look at your hands, not to scroll, not to tap, but to feel the texture of the skin, the weight of fingers in light, the small gestures your mind once noticed automatically. Now look around the room. Notice the cracks in the ceiling, the way light bends across a glass, how shadows stretch and shrink, how small movements, a flicker, a sway, carry meaning you didn't notice before. Memory comes differently here. A phone feeds you curated moments. The quiet brings fragments, small, imperfect, alive. A sound, a smell, a flash of color. Each one shapes thought differently than an app ever could. Take a moment to feel your own breathing, the rise and fall you've ignored, the soft thrum beneath your ribs, the pulse in your veins, the mind that is not scrolling, the mind that is noticing itself. Imagination wakes in this space. It's not sudden, not explosive. It's gentle, creeping, curious. It moves along edges of thought you didn't know were there, shapes ideas from shadows, from silence, from emptiness. Now stretch your awareness further. The room, the street outside, the city, the birds, the leaves, the wind. All of it carries a rhythm no algorithm can predict, no notification can contain, no swipe can replicate. This space, this quiet, is your own. Your attention unclaimed, your curiosity untrained, your mind free to wander paths it used to forget. And maybe, just maybe, the apps can remain, but they don't need to define your attention. You don't need to scroll to remember. You don't need a screen to feel alive. The world outside, it waits for you to notice it again. The small, the mundane, the fleeting, all have a life you've forgotten. The quiet doesn't demand, it simply exists, and it will guide your mind back to itself. Pause, faint echo, piano chord lingers. Notice the light, notice the shadows, notice the silence, notice yourself. Even the same app, if you return with this quiet mind, feels different because the change isn't in the screen, it's in you. And maybe this is the revelation. Not technology, not the algorithm, not the dopamine. It's the mind, learning to breathe again, learning to wander, learning to notice, learning to be your own. The screens will always call, but wonder waits outside. If this felt familiar, stay here. Let's explore the quiet together.